Hey, what is up, you guys? Kokosing Valley Model Railroad speaking. Well, this was a restoration project I've worked on for about 3 weeks, but I didn't want to do any video progress because I like working on my projects alone. Um, so I just finished up a LGB mogul steam engine, number 18, Denver, South Park, and Pacific Railroad, wood burner style engine. From the mid 1800s. It's a mogul type engine. And there is an engine in Colorado Springs that looks like her, but it's a 280 instead of a 260. Um, it's a really beautiful engine. It does puff smoke. It's got a three-way switch on the back of here. There's three modes. Usually there's an off mode, the lights and smoke unit come on, and then the second mode on this is the running mode, so it runs the train in the smoke and the lights come on and everything. So the locomotive has really beautiful detail. We're going to go over some of the detail. We'll use my LGB screwdriver. And I have an LGB repair kit. It does say Lehman Grossbond on the screwdriver. You can't really see that, but it is imprinted in the plastic. But we'll go over some of the details. You got the light up here on the front of the locomotive, the number 18 there, the builder's plate from Crooks Locomotive Works, the sanding dome, which I wish these were painted, but this is from 1986. You've got all of the pipe working come from the steam dome here, the injector pumps. You have an engineer inside the cab of the locomotive. It does have some cab interior, but not much. Really beautiful wood load. It's all power pickups from the back of the tender to the front of the locomotive. It's got power pickups up here. You can see the shoes. So what I did to the locomotive, this thing was covered in dust and gunk, and had problems running and had iffy startup problems. So what I did is I tore down the whole thing and cleaned it with Dawn dish soap and water, soapy water, and cleaned up the whole entire thing and cleaned up all the railings, all the front of the steam engine. The tender still has a little bit of dust, but that's stick to it. But I mean, I try to get as much as I can off of it to make it look nicer. The engineer's seen better days, missing a little bit of paint, but this is 3 weeks of hard work. But also got the motor working, got everything lubed and cleaned up. So this was one of the most funnest projects ever because I've never worked on too much any G-scale engines. And now I'm starting to get the hang of tearing one apart and putting it back together again, but it's a bigger engine, so it has more parts. So I do have a ratchet driver, which is for the LGB locomotive. So this actually connects into the rods, so you can actually take these bolts off. And I have an LGB, if I have it with me, if I do, is a repair set to repair these old locomotives. Why I have a screwdriver and a syringe underneath the locomotive is a good reason. This is so I could test run it or test bench it. Runs really good in reverse. And you can see there is starting some smoke. Runs a lot better forwards. Has a really good smoke unit, will fog this whole entire train room when this thing is running right. So it runs pretty quickly. It's a fairly smooth runner, so everything has been really good on this locomotive. All the pickups on the wheels are cleaned up, all the wheels on this are cleaned up, and she's ready to go, probably do another 100,000 miles again until she'll need to be cleaned up and refurbished again. But yeah, and her front light is working really well. And she is a great locomotive. This will go back to the customer, and she's going to be thrilled to see this engine because this ran on a ceiling with a circus train, and it pulled that. But I wanted to show you guys the LGB mogul steam locomotive from 1986. And I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night. This is Kokosing Valley, signing out.